Alafia ibe ekabo bawani. Good health family. Welcome. How are things? This is yours truly, Amari. I am the founder of El Kebalan Unity Alliance, where we focus on your spiritual, your physical, and your financial well-being. My queen, Amari, is the co-founder. And today we're going to talk about Iwa Pele, Yoruba, for either gentle character or good character. Gentle character or good character. This is what the topic of discussion is going to be on today, is good character and gentle character. Peace and blessings be upon him. The Honorable Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, I don't judge a man by the color of their skin, but I judge them by the content of their character. Some individuals think that because they have left religiosity, that they have left behind character. I must put out the disclaimer that because you transition from religiosity, you leave behind Iwa Pele, which is good character. We must live by moral principles. Within African spirituality, within Ifa, okay, which is the word of the creator, okay, Olodumare, the creator. All right, just like when we followed after the book, for those of us who transitioned from religiosity, and we called it the word of God, if you will. Okay, Ifa, the Odus, which is synonymous to parables, to bring out spiritual teachings that will help us to have a spiritual basis in life whereby we can be upright people. Okay, for those who follow after the Kushite principles in Kemet Maya, justice, to live by morality. Okay? It does us no good to dress up the outside, but we are corrupt on the inside. We can dress up in African attire. We can go to the shrines. We can go to services where we're hearing the old dudes and we're hearing teachings of voodoo. However, if our heart is still not right, which for those who follow after the Kemetic teachings, you know about your heart being put on the scale. And it talks about your heart being light like a feather. That's talking about your character. That's talking about your inner man. So many of us, we dress up on the outside, but we neglect our spirituality. And I've heard many people call our spirituality spookism. And you cannot talk about being one who is reconnecting with your culture from the motherland without incorporating spirituality. Alafia Nagash Jovian, greetings to you as well. He said, you got a little reverb. Okay. I want to send greetings to all of my fellow Nagats out there today. For those you don't know, Cushite for king, or in the Ghanaian tongue, Ohening, and the Yoruba tongue, Oba. So all three means king. Okay. But back to the subject matter at hand. Let the words of our mouth and the meditation of our heart be acceptable in Agungun and our ancestors, in Olodumare, the Creator's sight. May we be upright. We must be washed by the water of the word. For the word is spirit and the word is life. We have to have created in us a clean heart, and we have to be renewed in the right spirit. A lot of us, we cloak ourselves in red, black, and green. We cloak ourselves in African apparel. However, our inner man is being neglected, and we're spiritually malnutrition. We're not spiritually healthy. Our minds must be renewed. Though our outward man perish, our inner man must be renewed daily. I go to the altar daily. I go before Olodumare. I go before Agungun daily. I ask Ifa, lead me, guide me, order my footsteps. And I say, let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight. Create in me a clean heart and renew within me the right spirit. So see, we have to be washed by the water of the word information, teachings, moral principles is what we need to be implementing in our life. It's the application of wise information that brings about transformation, that makes us into a new creation. You know, when I was in church, it was a song, and the song says, I got a river of life flowing out of me. Make the lame to walk and the blind to see. Open up prison doors, set the captives free. I have a river of life springing out of me. Spring up, O well, down in my soul. Spring up, O well, and make me whole. Spring up, O well, and give to me that life more abundantly. Understand, to be dead means to be separated from your spirit, and the spirit is life. So without life there, the absence of life is death. Right? Life and death lies in the power of what? The tongue. Okay, so words formulate thoughts, and thoughts, we act upon thoughts, and thoughts become our actions, and our actions become our character, and our character is who we actually are. So we must submit ourselves to spiritual teachings that are going to cleanse us from the corrupt thinking that we have, And that's going to renew our hearts and our minds. Our hearts are hardened because of what we have listened to. The information that has been disseminated to us has corrupted us. And so now we must be taught out of the mindsets that we're in, because we were taught into the mindsets that we were in via being spoken verbally and by way of action. Okay? So you learn in three ways in life: observation, experience, and instruction. Okay? That's the way that we learn, right? Observation, spirit, experience, and instruction. So we learn by watching. As children, we watched our brothers, our sisters, our elders. Okay, we watched and we learned. In fact, a lot of us didn't even know how to read or write, but we learned how to talk before we can even do those things. So we learned by what, men? Listening. And so we repeated what we heard. Okay? So the reason why a lot of us are in this state is because we only heard corruption and we seen corruption, and that had become a part of our character. So now what we must do, we must be purged of those things that have been deposited in us and has intoxicated us and made us corrupt and has made us toxic people. So we have to detox via moral principles. See, a lot of us, we can tell you all the books that we need to read in regards to African knowledge and African spirituality. Okay? We have a plethora of information. But what I'm noticing is a lot of people, they have a lot of information, but I see no transformation. A lot of people, they can regurgitate what our elders said and what our ancestors have said. But where is the practical application of the information where we can see transformation in your life? A lot of us still sound like thugs. Okay, we're going through the motions. And the reason being is what I recognize is for those who think that spirituality is not relevant, this is the reason why good character is lacking in your life and in their lives, because of that fact. If you overlook character, if you overlook spirituality, then you have overlooked Africa. That is the key ingredient of being an African. You see, we can take spirulina, we can eat kale, we could drink alkaline water. All those things do benefit us to some degree spiritually. But the most important thing is for us to fast from toxicity. The most important thing is for us to go before the altar and for us to listen to the Spirit and for us to pray and seek out counsel from the Spirit, and then us be confronted with who we really are. Because when you look into the truth is a mirror, and the truth shows you the reflection of yourself. Be sanctified through the truth, for the word is truth. Be separated from your corrupt ways through the truth. Just because we're not religious anymore doesn't mean that we can get high, we can get drunk, we can say whatever we want to say and do whatever we want to do. There's still some accountability to the gods and to the universe and to the ancestors. You still reap what you sow. That's a universal principle. And one thing we must understand is that a lot of the text is laced with African ancient wisdom in the book as we know it, called the Bible. Just like the kingdom of heaven is within. You must understand that morality isn't a religious thing, it's a spiritual thing. So we have to capture that. We have to encapsulate our culture and include the spiritual basis in our life. Because without spirituality, we are off balance. Okay? A lot of times we focus on people, we give them the things that bring natural healing, but we shy away from spiritual healing. Okay? We need, us as African people, we need deliverance. We need to be set free in our minds. People are still attending various meetings and we're talking about what our ancestors did, and that's necessary. That's necessary. So I don't want you to misconstrue what I'm saying, because it's all inclusive. It's full circle. We need our culture in its totality. But what I'm seeing is the lack thereof of spiritual teaching. This is what is going to make the African man and woman and children whole, is by teaching spiritual principles that will lead us and guide us to salvation. True deliverance starts in our mental faculty. See, the reason why a lot of us, we pump our fists in the air and we're still messed up is because we haven't dealt with our issues internally. Okay, there's still some residue, there's still some spiritual residue that's there that we have to uproot in our lives, called pride. Okay, because a lot of us have been taught to be selfish. A lot of us have been taught to hate ourselves. Okay, that means individually and collectively. A lot of us have been men. We run away from our past hurts too, of women, and our mothers may have neglected us, or we may have been molested. We may have been cheated on. Okay, lied to, disrespected by a sister, and vice versa for the woman. How can we ever come together when we're broken? The only way anything is going to hold is it has to be whole. So how can we come together as one when our lives are in shambles? A lot of us are mentally damaged still. A lot of us are dealing with negative energy forces still. And for those who think that that is some sci-fi type of stuff, I'm here to tell you, no, it's not. I've experienced it in my own life. And negative energy forces are just as real as the air that you breathe. And we have to be delivered from these things. Okay? A lot of us are intoxicated with things that have corrupted our minds. We have the information. We dress African. We can speak an African language. But our attitudes stink because our spirits stink. Okay? And just like the verse says, you come before the throne and you give praise, but you are stench to the nostrils of the ancestors. Because you dress African, you talk African, you know African languages, but you don't have good character. You foul-mouthed. Every other word you say will be considered to be, by definition, profanity. For some reason, we think that because we have left religion, okay, or I'm not religious, I don't have to. No, you still need good character. Okay, our elders, and some of them use a lot of foul language too. I've heard elders that called our own women female dogs. No character. No character. Don't. Only thing an elder about them is their age. That's it. That's it. They dress African. I know this person. I know this person. I grew up with this person. Okay, wonderful, fine. That's good and all well, elder. But you still sound like you have not been transforming your mind at all. You don't sound like an elder. You don't conduct yourself like an elder. Okay? And for myself, I'm an elder in my own right because I'm a father. I have a 20-year-old son. Okay? And I'm a grandfather. My wife and I both have 2 grandchildren together. Okay? So I have to carry myself in a certain way so I can set the example for my children, because she has 2 adult children and I have 1. And we're a blended family, okay? So I have children and I have grandchildren that are watching me. And I have to be an example, okay, for not only them, but the younger generation, my peers, and in some cases, even the older generation. I don't talk to my wife any kind of way. I don't treat my wife any kind of way. I don't talk to my son any kind of way because I'm his elder. You understand? And so sometime within the community, you have people who think because they're older than you that they can talk to you any kind of way. Understand me? I may be younger than you, but you're not going to talk to me any kind of way. I'm going to check that real quick without being disrespectful. You understand? You know, it's character. Character. It doesn't matter how much you know. It doesn't matter how many teaching engagements you have. Okay? It doesn't matter that you speak an African language. It doesn't matter that you dress like an African. If you don't have good character, okay, then you still will not go far. I've heard elders literally tell the younger generation, oh, don't talk to me like that, like an elder. Don't use that elder stuff with me. Talk to me like a man. No, what you're doing is you're telling them to totally disregard your position within the village. Yes, I'm a man. Yes, you're a man, but you're still my elder. I've heard uh, certain messages from certain individuals. Every other word they say is a bunch of profanity. They got elders out there. They have children out there. No reserve. No reserve. And see, the mindset of us as African people that were birthed in this wilderness called America, a lot of us, we lack the proper teachings and guidance of our culture. We don't understand, a lot of us don't understand order. Let everything be done in decency and in order. For myself personally, it doesn't matter to me how much profanity an elder use. Okay? You're never going to hear me use that type of language in the presence of an elder like that. Even though they may do it, that's on them. That's their character flaw. But for me, no. That's wrong. Okay, that is just completely, totally wrong. Okay? We got to start teaching our young men how to be men of chivalry and how to treat our women. You know what I'm saying? Pulling out their chair, opening up the door for them. Okay, catering to their emotions and not just their body, because a lot of men, we mastered the body of a woman, but how about mastering the mind of a woman? We should dwell with our women with knowledge and wisdom and understanding. And see, the only thing we've been taught is how to be good lovers in the bed. But we need to be taught how to be true lovers. Okay, and being a true lover as a man is loving that woman's soul and treating her with respect. Our women are not sex toys. Although one of the things that they do is sexually pleasure us, it's more to a woman than a woman sexually pleasuring you. She needs your time. She needs your attention. She needs you to be a gentleman. If it's raining outside, get an umbrella. Make sure that your queen is not wet. Make sure you go around there and you open up the door for her and you pull out that umbrella and you make sure that she gets into the facility safely as well. You don't let her walk out to the car by herself. You make sure that you are with her. So you're supposed to be her bodyguard. You're supposed to guard her heart and her body. That's our responsibility as men. And you pray with your family. You eat with your family. You listen to the wisdom that comes out of the mouth of your queen. It shouldn't be you the one talking all the time and having everything to say, and she don't get a word in otherwise. No, that's not being a man, brother. That's called being a tyrant. We don't teach our sons to have sex with every woman that he encounters. That's not good character. That's not good character. As an African man, we've been misguided to think that that's not decency and that's not order. If that woman has multiple children or she has a child and you're not willing to be a father to, those children, that's not the type of life that you want, then you don't sleep with that woman. That's being a real man. We're not supposed to play with our women emotions. And that's why I don't like the title player, because player means that you're playing games. You know what I'm saying? Hey, teach me the game. We say that a lot in the streets where I come from. Teach me the game. Oh, he's a player. See, all these things tie into why we treat a woman like a toy, because we think like a boy. A boy play games. A boy is a player. Okay, that's not recess time. That's not playtime. You don't play with a woman's emotions. You understand? You keep it real with that woman. Keeping it real with that woman is being honest. And we need to stop trying to hide behind African culture. Well, you know, I'm an African, so I believe in polygamy. Negro, listen, there's a difference between polygamy and you being a player. You understand? It's a difference. A polygamous relationship is structured. There's order. The women know about each other. They come into agreement with that. And you do that to build wealth. That's the cultural way of doing things. Not she don't know about her and the other one don't know about the other one. Okay? And neither one of them have agreed to polygamy. You're just trying to play on African culture. See, that's not good character. That's not the way we do business. And we have to be taught these things as men. As men, we guard our children. We don't neglect our responsibility. We help the woman no matter how much we don't like the mother. We still make sure that we take care of our child and our children. As men, we teach our young men how to be warriors, how to be fighters. We don't tear up our neighborhood. Okay, we guard our neighborhood. As men, we respect the fact that we made a covenant with our woman. And before I do anything or go anywhere, I ask my queen, sweetheart, do you have anything planned? That's not weakness, that's strength. That's called love. Respect is strength. But see, we've been intoxicated to think that because we're men, we don't clean up a house, we don't cook, we don't do laundry. Well, that's not the way it works around here at the Maori residence. Because this brother, with my wife, she worked a full-time job. When my queen came home, she didn't have to lift a finger if she didn't want to. Because Amar, okay, this Ohini, okay, this king took care of his Ohima, his queen. What type of man are you? You sit around all day long, your wife work all those hours, and she had to come home and still clean up a house and cook. No, brother, you got it wrong. You've been taught wrong. We're supposed to cater to our woman too. I don't teach like a Christian where the woman is to help me. No, we all are helpmeets. We all are helpmeets. We're supposed to help the queen too. I support her vision too. My queen, she said, Amar, I'm tired. When she was working, she said she tired. She said she ready to move on. I said, sweetheart, do what you got to do. Do what you got to do, brown sugar. Yeah, I call her brown sugar too. That's my brown sugar, man. And I tell her, I said, do what you got to do, sweetheart. I got you. She said, I'm tired of living in Florida. I said, okay, babe, wherever you want to go, that's where we're going to go. What you want to do? Because it's not all about me. It's about us. It's we. It's ours. It's not mine. It's ours. It's she and I kingdom. And although kingdom is kingdom means a king's dominion, what is a king without the queen? What are we without feminine energy? What are we without our mothers? A mother is the one who birthed a nation. A nation come out the womb of the queen mothers. So men, we don't stand by, we don't allow a cop to start beating on our women. We don't allow a racist to put their hands on our women. And we don't put our hands on them. Our job is to protect and show respect to our women. Okay, getting drunk and getting high is not the way we live our life. Because those things emasculate us as men. It takes away from our character as men. How can we be effective fathers to our child or children if we're drunk and high all the time? See, the truth is what we've been trained to be, brothers, is we've been trained to be little boys instead of men. Because, see, gangster rap has corrupted us and led us to believe that disrespecting women is the way of life. Just having sex with them is the way that we're supposed to live. And that's a lie. We walk around with our pants sagging. We walk around talking ebonics. We sound just like our children. No, we have to quit ourselves like men. That means conduct. We have to quit ourselves like men and create jobs and create an inheritance and build an empire for our children. We need to leave our children some assets like real estate. We need to leave our queen some assets like real estate. We need to make sure we have life insurance policies on us. Now that's the real gangster right there. We need to build our credit up. And I'm not just talking about credit far as credit in regards to getting a credit score. I'm talking about credibility far as character with our women. We must redeem ourselves. We have to put our queens back on the throne. See, we've allowed us to dethrone our queens. And we have to put the queen mothers back in their rightful position within the family. That's our job. That's our job. We are to make them feel loved. Make them feel comfortable. Make them feel accepted. Make them feel like they matter. Our women and our children. We know the stats of the football games, but we don't even know the stats of our children's grades. I've said this before and I'll say it again. We'll tend to our dogs better than we tend to our family. You understand? We'll make sure that our dog have a dog house, but we won't even work enough to make sure our queen and our children have a roof over their head, clothes on their back, shoes on their feet. But we'll make sure that that dog eats and have a dog house, and we'll even tend to the dog medically. We'll even make sure that the dog has its shots. But we won't even make sure our children healthy. We won't even make sure our children is eating the right thing so they don't have to get these vaccines. See, queens, you are better. Alafia, Baba Jashir. I say, oh, and as you would say, my brother, I shizzle. Family, all these things stem from the mind. All these things come from wrong information, because understand, information is what shapes our thought process. And queens, listen, you don't need a man in order to be a woman. Stop defining yourself by men. You are a queen. Don't allow various men going in and out of your life. Don't keep exposing your children or your child to various men. Don't do that. No man should ever meet your child or your children until you know that he is the one. Why do I say this? Because first of all, you're the parent. You're the parent. You choose your spouse for your children. They don't choose for you. Because children could be immature sometimes, because you can have a man that'll hold that child and children accountable because they never had a real man in their life. And some of them don't like that man, all because that man won't allow them to have their way. Huh? So mothers, you have to be very careful with this, allowing your children to be in the selection process. Now, I'm not saying he shouldn't meet them, but what I am saying is he should not meet them or meet the child until you know that he is the one. And don't dress for a man. Oh, I need to put this on because I'm trying to get me a man. Stop that, stop that, stop that. Stop that. Dress for you. Don't get your life together so you can get a man. It's not about that. It's about you and those children and the child that you have. That's what it's about, good sister. It's not about a man. And I have to correct this teaching out here about, well, you won't be able to find a good man if you keep dressing like that. It's not about that. It's about loving yourself first and foremost, and making sure that you are an example as a mother for your son and for your daughter. They come first. All of you come first. That man come last. All of you come first. Don't get your credit together for a man. No, you get your credit together so you can build an empire, so that you can build financial stability for you and those children and that child you have. You go get your education so that you can do whatever it is that you so desire to do and have the credentials to get the better job for you and for yours, and so that you can build generational wealth. You don't need a man to build no generational wealth. Before that man came into your life, you existed. So obviously, he doesn't make you or break you. Because before he came in, you existed. And trust and believe me, you can make it just fine without a man. I didn't say that you could get into this earth without a man. I said you can make it without a man. Okay? So don't allow loneliness to cause you to lower your standards, queen. Don't allow your multiple children or the child that you have, don't allow that to lower your standards, queen. Oh, it's a struggle. Okay, don't allow the struggle to cause you to lower your standards, queen. You're a queen. And no man should taste of the fruit of your goodness until he show himself worthy, sister. No man should taste the fruit of your womb, queen, until he show you that he's worthy to be the king of your queendom. So don't give him any living in-home privileges without proving himself. Where is his credibility at? Where's his credit score at? What is his plan? Where is his mind at? Where is he at spiritually? Where is he at financially? Does he even know who he is? Does he have a sense of direction? It's not about the erection. Okay? Does he stimulate your mind? Because guess what? No matter how good he look, no matter how much money he had, no matter what type of car he drive, no matter what type of house he live in, no matter how good he smell, no matter how he dressed, guess what's going to keep you married, sister? It's character. Not his biceps, not his pectorals, not his quads, not how good his sex game is in the bed. What's going to keep you married, not how much money he make, not what he driving, not how he smell, not how he dress, not where he live. What's going to keep you married and what's going to keep you married, brother, is character. This is why we need Iwa Pele, brothers and sisters. Marriages doesn't last off of looks. Now, finances may play a certain role in a marriage. Yes, I must admit that. Yes, true. But it's about character. Character will cause a marriage to last an extensive period of time. Good morals is what we need. Again, thank everybody for tuning in. This is yours truly, Amari. I am the founder of El Kebalan Union Alliance. My queen, Amani Amari, is the co-founder. And we focus on, again, your spiritual, your physical, and your financial well-being. If this message has been a blessing unto you, if you'll be so kind to share it with somebody, share it in some groups where you think that individuals need to hear these things. Okay, this is about transforming lives here. This is a ministry of deliverance. Okay, I am an African spiritualist. Okay, I believe in dealing with the spirit man because I believe in being African as African is in its totality. Okay, good character is a reality. We need it. And because of the lack thereof, this is the reason why we see our villages and the state that our villages are in on a global scale. Thank everybody for tuning in. Peace, love, power.